Welcome to Dead Man Talking. Tonight's story, we welcome back a good friend of the show, Born Beach, from over on Reddit, No Sleep. And as always, please do let us know what you thought down below in the comments box. Please do like and share. It really does help build the channel and our community further. And why not hashtag TeamFEAR and DMT's Cryptid Crew. And so, with that aside, let's get into tonight's story. And title. I inherited a lighthouse in the woods. Today I met the woman with the bleeding eye. Let's get straight into that. It's been a while, I know. I've been sending letters to an outside contact, a friend or something close to it. Recently, they've made it clear that my ravens haven't been reaching them, and that they've been getting intercepted by something or someone. The decrepit one, maybe. Or Wesley, my estranged, murderous brother. I don't know. I don't know who's trying to stop me from getting my story out, but I do know one thing. A lot's happened since I've gone quiet. More than I can say in a single post, so expect more frequent updates. Things aren't right in Gloomfall. They are worse than I realized. Last we spoke, I told you about my encounter with the Stickman, my reunion with my sister. I told you about the storm that ravishes the Phantom Wood every night, and the beast that my mother's apparently become. But there's more to this story. Much more. So, let's begin. I folded my arms watching the Stickman vanish into the forest. I don't trust him. Harriet shifted at my side, uncomfortable. That makes two of us. Still, we're not exactly in a position to turn down help right now. Creepy monsters or otherwise. She paused and bit her lip. Besides, Jasper, I think he knows things, more than he said tonight. What sort of things? Harriet leaned forward. She planted her elbows on the windowsill and gazed towards the stabbing lightning above Phantom Wood. He helped me repair the lighthouse. After Dad died, the light started to dim and I was working around the clock trying to figure out how to get it burning bright again, but... Another pause. Another hesitant, shame-ridden sigh. I couldn't figure it out. He understood the mechanism, though. The weird, ancient magic that powers it. I let her words digest in my mind. So, the Stickman had helped Harriet repair the lighthouse. That doesn't make any sense, I said at length. Our family built this lighthouse generations ago. There's never been anybody but us who's worked on it. Even Dad didn't know much about that thing. And that's why he had us jot down that giant operating manual, remember? He was worried more knowledge would be lost. Yeah, I remember, Harriet said. Look, I know it doesn't make any sense, but neither does the rest of it, does it? Wesley coming back, and Mother being whatever the hell was making those storms. Nothing makes any sense, Jasper. And so I think we've got to work with what we got and sort out the details later. And the way Harriet spoke told me she was done with the conversation. The lines on her face, the bags beneath her eyes told me she was done with the day. She looked exhausted. Let's just get some sleep, she said with a shake of her head. She pulled the shutters close to the storm. We can talk about things tomorrow. Is it safe? Shouldn't one of us stand watch? And Harriet stalked across my old bedroom, stopping by the door where her fingers drummed along the frame. The Stickman standing watch. He'll let us know if the storm worsens, or the light dims, or... Her words trailed off, her face paling, lips trembling with unspoken words. Look, the point is, we're safe. Get some sleep because we've got work to do tomorrow. I opened my mouth to reply, to press her on what she meant to say, what she wasn't telling me. But before I could get a word out, the door was already groaning closed. Harriet had gone. In sighing, I stumbled onto my bed, laying back and trying to make heads or tails of what was going on here. One thing was for certain. This wasn't the Gloomfall I remembered. The place I'd abandoned had rules, laws. This place was coming undone. unravelling in all the most terrifying ways I could imagine. And some much worse than that. Rise and shine. I blinked, blinded by the daylight, as Harriet thrust open my bedroom shutters. My head pounded. My limbs, battered and bruised from the night before, felt like lead weights dipped in acid. Every hurt, everything felt weak. Give me another hour, I said. No chance, she told me flatly. We've got work to do and somebody to meet. Who? And she tossed me one of Dad's old shirts, a plaid button down. Next came a pair of jeans. Throw these on. Your clothes are soaked in blood and I'm pretty sure you pissed yourself running around last night. Feel free to fuck off. Feel free to hurry up. I'm not kidding. This isn't the sort of visitor you want to leave waiting. And she stalked to the door and then stopped and looked back at me over her shoulder. Jasper? I grunted. It's good to see you again. After I finished getting dressed, I stepped outside to find Harriet sitting on the grass outside the cabin, and she was staring up at the lighthouse, its red brickwork gleaming in the autumn sun. In her hands was a knife and a sharpening stone. Morning, I grumbled. She glanced back at me, hastily stuffing the knife into a denim jacket. It hasn't been morning for a couple of hours now. How do you feel? Like shit. Join the club. You ready for a bit of socializing? I narrowed my eyes. Gloomful didn't have much of a population. Outside of our family, the Liches, there were only 4 others scattered around that area. We tended to the lighthouse. The others acted as stewards to different structures on the land. None of the families were overly large. None of them cared much for socializing. Who were we meeting? I asked, and Harriet nodded towards the creek. See for yourself. I followed her across the yellow grass, stalking towards the slow rippling water that would soon become a rushing river come winter. I wondered if she had managed to gather the families. It was such a colossal task that I'd only ever seen it done once in all my life, during our mother's funeral. But maybe Harriet had convinced them of the storm's significance. I trust them over the stickman, at any rate. Go on, Harriet said, stopping suddenly. I'll wait for you here. I'd been so lost in my thoughts that I nearly walked into her. I looked up, lamely looking across the creek towards the creeping branches of the phantom wood. And there, just at the edge of the property, sitting safely outside the lighthouse's glare, was a hunchbacked woman, drowning in robes. My heart pounded. Even from here, a dozen meters away, I could feel her, like an illness or a disease. The woman looked at me, face hidden beneath the hood. One overly large eye trickling blood down a wrinkled cheek. And I turned to Harriet. What is this? I asked, voice shaking. A contingency, Harriet replied. Against Wesley and the stickman. You didn't think I'd trust them without a backup plan, did you? I shook my head, mouth moving wordlessly in disbelief. I wanted to tell her that no, this wasn't a contingency. This was a deal with the devil. The decrepit one wasn't just another haunt. It was the haunt, the most vile creature to stalk the phantom wood, the most ancient. This was the monster our father had been speaking with before he died. And now it wanted to talk to me. Wow. Certainly another one. Wow. What an intriguing, chest-pounding, and superbly written story there from our good friend, Born Beach, from over on Reddit, No Sleep. Once again, a big thank you, Born, for allowing me to narrate your work on the show. Each and every time is such a thrilling read, with intriguing characters and spine-tingling action. Guys and girls, I'll leave a link in the description box below, at which you can grab Born Beach's brand new book, featuring some of his most popular stories, the perfect present for any horror fan. Of course, Born, I hope you enjoyed this rendition, and really do look forward to any updates in this incredible series in the future. Well, guys and girls, as ever, you know the drill. Please do let us know what you thought down below in the comments box. Please do like and share. It really does help build the channel and our community further. And why not hashtag TeamFEAR and DMT's Cryptid Crew. Now if you can pen a story packing that much punch, then please do get in touch with me at the contact email, which is, as on screen, contactthedeadone@gmail.com. I really look forward to hearing from you. I hope you're all fighting fit. Whatever it is that you do, I hope you're surrounded with loved ones and friends, and eating plenty of food and necking back a good few drinks. But above all, remember, be safe, not sorry.